What's going on, guys? My name is Steve from The Checkpoint, the only gaming channel run by the Grinch, and today I'm bringing you a topical commentary on what I want to see from the recently discussed new Nintendo console. So, as a preface, Shigeru Miyamoto recently stated in an interview that Nintendo as a whole has groups working on ideas for new hardware systems. While we're busy working on software for the Wii U, we have production lines that are working on ideas for what the next system might be. Now, Nintendo has kind of gone under the radar these past couple of years as the sheer dominance of Microsoft and Sony's respective consoles have kind of left them in the shadows, and today I want to discuss 5 things I'd like to see out of Nintendo's new console to bring them back up to the top of their game, if you'll pardon the pun. Firstly, I want to see a distinct shift in terms of power capabilities in correlation with the Xbox One and PS4. I want a more powerful console. Remember the GameCube days? The GameCube was more powerful than the PS2. If we go back to Nintendo being a complete powerhouse in terms of its capabilities, we could be seeing a shift in the figurative console war. Plus, developers will be much more inclined to release graphically intensive games on the new console, leading to much more impressive games coming to Nintendo's shelves, which leads me onto my next wish. Developer support. It's no secret that developers don't want to release on the Wii U. There's no question about it. Activision didn't release Advanced Warfare on the Wii U, DICE didn't release Battlefield 4 on the Wii U, Ubisoft didn't release Assassin's Creed Unity on the Wii U. Pure and simple, nobody wants to release games on the Wii U, either because A, the Wii U can't handle the graphical capabilities of the game, or more likely B, nobody else is. Nintendo need to work with developers to build an impressive game library from day one to persuade more and more players to hop on the Nintendo bandwagon. But that doesn't mean we should be forgetting the exclusives. I want those exclusives. This is definitely going to happen, but Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Smash Brothers, all these games have formed childhoods and provided us with our very first gaming experiences. I think they deserve to be on a console to be proud of. Those games are very special to not only me, but a lot of us, and in an ideal world, they'd be published on a dominating console, which would just immortalise their brilliance. I really feel that games like Zelda, probably my favourite game series of all time, Mario, Metroid, they really should be at the very top in terms of the figurative gaming ladder. They should be at the very top as the best franchises to play because they are just that special to me. And I feel like if they're on a dominating console, one that is a complete powerhouse in terms of its capabilities, it just catapult them to the greatness that they deserve to be at. Less gimmicks, more gaming. The Wii and Wii U, I felt, both suffered from their gimmicks. Yes, the Wii brought with it a new era of gaming with its motion sensors, and the Wii U continues to push interactivity with its gamepad, but it's a double-edged sword. You felt like a moron using the Wii motion sensors repetitively, and the gamepad is just too chunky to feel comfortable with. To combat this, I think Nintendo should bring it back to basics, make the motion sensors optional, and have a tighter controller. Imagine this, when you turn on the new console for the first time, you see the message, "Would you like to turn off motion control?" Of course you'd have the option to turn it back on at any point, but it's giving gamers who prefer not to play with motion controls the option to play their games in a much more classic way. In terms of the controller, I feel shipping the console with a typical motion controller and a classic analog D-pad, face buttons and triggers configuration would be the best way to go about giving both fans of the two distinctly different playstyles an option for how they'd like to experience their games. And finally, I feel Nintendo should drop the name Wii. For the love of God, please drop the Wii name. It's come to the point where it's been assigned with gimmicky games designed for children, and I feel like the wrong move for Nintendo would be to keep the name, to keep the Wii title somewhere in the name of the console. Drop the name, go for something cooler, I guess. The Wii just reeks of gimmicky awfulness, and I feel if Nintendo wants to be taken seriously, they should go for a much more serious name. Fresh start. I feel calling the Wii U the Wii U was a terrible idea, for starters, because most people can't differentiate between the two. Parents will be like, "Oh, do you want to, what's the difference between the Wii and the Wii U?" You have to explain it. If it's got a new fresh title, then people are going to be a lot less confused, especially parents. And if Nintendo continue to aim at the younger market, then I feel like naming it something else would also help them in this way, because the parents of the children could differentiate between the two and actually feel like they're getting their money's worth and not just buying another Wii that does the same things. So that is my top 5 wish list for Nintendo's new console, which will probably be released sometimes during 2016, with an announcement coming at next year's E3. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will talk to you guys soon.